Hi everybody. I wanted to do a Sunday morning, um, I guess, update or just motivational moment for you because it's around the holidays right now, and around this time, just as a lot of us dealt with Thanksgiving, we're being given, let's say, opportunities to continue standing in our sovereignty. And it's challenging. It's like I had an experience just today where I was like, okay, I have to deal with this again, have to yet again say no, say this is what feels right for me and my family. This is what we are willing to participate in, and this is what we are not willing to participate in. And man, it gets exhausting. It gets exhausting. And I found myself, just I went out in the woods after I, communicated this, and I just sat by this beautiful stream. There's a few of them in the woods behind our house, and I just felt the sun shining on me, and I saw the glistening of the water among these moss-covered rocks on the stream, and it was just this immense sense of just peace and real support, I guess, from divine guidance, because it gets exhausting. It's like we have to keep doing this. Like it feels like it just never ends. This ongoing, you have to have these awkward conversations. We are, it's exhausting. And it's hard. It's a hard situation, especially for people who are believing the media narrative and they really believe they're doing the right thing, and they're trying to keep themselves safe and others, and trying to just negotiate varying belief systems. It's not easy. It's not easy for anybody. And my heart goes out to people who are in fear and who are wondering who to trust and not sure who to listen to, so they go kind of default to the experts, the ones that we've been taught or we're supposed to trust, right? But now a lot of us see that unfortunately we can't trust them because they're not being truthful. So it's really hard. It's hard and to do that. And for those of you who are being faced with hard situations, I was actually it's interesting because I was in this place where I had to make a decision. Am I going to participate in this or not? And when I was, it was like this not a very clear situation, whereas sometimes it's very clear. I don't participate in that. But this was not as clear. And I talked to my husband about it, and he said, no, that's not right for me. He said, you can do that, but I'm not. And I was kind of reminded, wow, that is not right for me either. And it was sad because I had to communicate, sorry, I'm not going to participate in this to this person, to this family member, and that was hard. But it also, I know that I'm giving this person a gift, and you are too. We are rising above. We're coming from that heart-centered place and shifting consciousness. We who volunteered to be here in this time, we who are strong enough to say no or to say yes to what feels right in our hearts. This is an important time, exceptionally important, to make choices that we feel are right in our hearts, we're honoring our sovereignty. We're honoring our truth. And when we make decisions that make us feel small, or we think about making them, that make us feel just uncomfortable, we're not being in our sovereign power. We're not standing in our light. So they're not easy, and I don't want to, judge or shame anybody. If you have made a decision and later on you realize that wasn't, for your highest good, we get more opportunities to do that. But it's not easy, and so the more that we can, if you're faced with these decisions, go outside, connecting with your heart, feel light flowing on your body. Just allow yourself to feel, just to connect with higher guidance to help guide you. And when you ask your body, how does your body, your body knows. If you make this decision, how does it feel in your body? Or if you were to make that decision, another decision, how does that feel in your body? And sometimes it feels sad when we make the decision that we know is right, and it can be very hard because we know we're disappointing somebody else that we love, that we care about, or a group of people. But when we know that we're when we know that it's really for our highest good, that it is our truth, there is nothing more courageous and more powerful and vibrationally helping shift the consciousness of humanity than that. I found myself today saying that in my mind, the prayer, the Serenity Prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I said it again and I said it again because we need that Serenity Prayer. What can I accept that I'm not going to be able to change? That I'm going to be, that there's just, it's just happening. The timeline's splitting. People still wedded to the 3D narrative. We're not seeing them as much. They need to go through their own awakening process. And meanwhile, we're waiting. We're here for them when they're ready. If they awaken in this lifetime, which many of them will, we will embrace them with open arms. No judgment, no I told you so, no shame, no anger, no expecting them to apologize. We hopefully, this is what we're being asked to do, forgive them and ask them to forgive us. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And where was I going with that? That is what we're being asked to do. Oh, with the Serenity Prayer, right? Accepting these things, accepting that in the meantime, that we have this unfortunate grief and loss and separation from those that we once were connected with, friends, family, and that is hard to accept that. And then there's the courage piece. That is, when do we have the courage to speak up? I know many of you know I speak pretty openly. That has definitely put me in situations where some people don't want to listen to hear what I have to say at all, and they don't want to be around me because of that, because it makes them uncomfortable. But it has also brought me my soul tribe, amazing group of friends, clients that are like-minded. So if you're worried about what's going to happen if I speak, what should I do that? Maybe I should just go along with it. That time is done. We cannot have that anymore. That's fear. Speak, speak, speak. Stand in your truth. When you speak your truth, when you're honoring your truth, you are helping to shift human consciousness. We need every single one of us doing that. So it is absolutely essential that we find the courage to do that. And then there's wisdom, right? The last, to know the difference. There are times when we make compromises to help other people or to help, to make them feel comfortable, but that doesn't go against our truth and our sovereignty. There are times that we do that, but we need to use our wisdom and our divine guidance, right? Our intuition to guide us as to when is that applicable? When do we say, okay, in this moment, I'm going to, this feels okay for me to do in this moment. It doesn't violate a value that I have, and it feels acceptable in my body, and it feels right in my body. So, again, always coming from that place of truth. This is not about anger. This is not about coming, I'm not going to do this. I'm just not going to comply with that. Anger is not the vibration that we need here. In fact, anger is what they want us to have, because then it keeps us in that, in the 3D divide and distract matrix. Love, compassion, forgiveness, and sovereignty and courage and truth. These are all the values that bring us into fifth dimensional consciousness. It's not a place we go to. The new earth is not a different, earth. It's not a different planet. It is here, right on this planet. It's just another layer of existence. So, and as you know, before I wrap up, I'm going to share with you that I'm offering, as some of you, as I've talked about before, an intuitive guide certificate program. If you want to take this to the next level and help other people do all the things that I just talked about, and help yourself more strongly do that, I'm teaching a 10-month program starting in January. I'll help you and a small group of others, about 8 people, walk through a bunch of different tools, moving through the ego, connecting with the inner child, really examining your thoughts and your beliefs that are not serving you anymore and beginning to separate from them, doing guided imagery, which is like mild hypnotherapy, learning how to offer that for people. It's such a powerful way to clear what's in the subconscious mind, all the programming. It's like deprogramming ourselves. This is how we do it. And then learning how to read the Akashic records, getting guidance. How do I proceed in this situation? And for me, I do go in the Akashic records a lot, but because I've done it so much, I can now kind of just take a moment and connect, and not even, I mean, it's like I'm able to more clearly connect and receive guidance in everyday moments without even saying, okay, now I'm going to the Akashic Records. It's really amazing. It's taken time, a few years of doing that. But in this program, you'll learn how to do that, how to open to light, how to open your third eye, and also all the pieces of business, how to start a website, how to make this a livelihood, because you deserve to be compensated for sharing your gifts, whatever they are. So if you're interested in joining me and a few others, I'm going to share a link here in this video. In the meantime, many blessings. Stay strong. Hold your truth. Stand in your truth. Connect with your heart to guide you. I'm going to talk a little bit more in the coming weeks about this program. And by the way, before I forget, December 21st is the early bird deadline. So that's on the winter solstice, excuse me. Okay. Much love to you all. Take care. www.soulfulworkconsulting.com is where you can learn more about the Intuitive Guide program. It's called the Soulful Work Method. Okay, bye everyone.